Hi, welcome to my very first video. In this video I'm going to show you how to take a SmallRig GH6 cage for Panasonic and make it fit the GH5. This is a great cage. It has a lot of features I haven't found in any other cage, and especially right now at this time you can buy one from $13 to $20. That's why I wanted to make this video. With a small investment and a little bit of work, you can make a wonderful cage for your GH5 or GH5 Mark II. It requires a little bit of die grinding and paint, but that's about it. But at the end, you'll have a cage that works better than any other cage you can buy from SmallRig. None of the other cages for the GH5 series fit or work anything as good as this one does. So let's get to it. Alright, here's the GH6 cage that we're going to modify to fit the GH5. First thing I wanted to point out is, if you look at the logo of SmallRig on there, you can tell that they really couldn't get it centered. And this is one of the many problems that this cage has. It's reported that it does not fit the GH6 well at all. In fact, it goes in and only fits in it sideways just a little bit. It's a very tight fit. It wasn't well planned out. But it's a great cage for the GH5. It fits better than any other cage. It has more versatility than any other cage. And it looks better. And it also is easier to use because the buttons, as we'll see later, are easier to get to. The knobs are easier to get to. All in all, it's just a better design. I really don't know why SmallRig couldn't pull it off the first time. Anyway, but this will be a cage you'll love. So, let's look at it from some of its attributes. First of all, you've got the magnetic key in the bottom, which is great. You got the Swiss Arca mount built into it, and I absolutely love that. That's part of this cage. You don't have to add anything to the bottom of it. The first thing we did is there's a stop in here, a little area that raises up on both sides. That was removed and flattened off. A little bit of the casting flash right in here was removed. This has just been smoothed off a little bit. Nothing major. Just smoothed out. It's not totally. I'm going to sand this for 400 grit before it's painted. Over here in this corner, there is a little tab that sticks out that mounts to the strap mount on the GH6. You put a screw through it to hold it securely to the cage. It's not necessary. You just cut that off and smooth out this little area in here. So you just cut it off right there, and then just take off some of the casting flash. On the door for the battery, on the GH5, it needs a little more room. Not much, just a little bit. So all you have to do is bevel this edge right here where the door begins to open, so it'll make it easier to open. That's all that's required. It's just a little bit more right in there. This area is where most of the work is done, is in the handle area on the right side of the camera. So let me get in position here where you can kind of see it. So you want to hog out a radius area all the way around to here. These are just the rubber pieces that were in the cage to begin with. I stuck them back in there to make sure it fits. And of course this one's been done and it does fit now. So you'll be taking more material out of probably this area and along this ridge right in here to just give a curved look. I don't know if you can see that with the reflection. Maybe it'll help to see. You do take out quite a bit right in here too. But none of this weakens the cage. It's still got plenty of surface area, plenty of meat left. But just take a good look at that and you can kind of copy that. If you can kind of go by the back side of this edge along here as to how thick that is. It's not overwhelmingly wide. If you take a straight edge razor blade, you can kind of gauge about how big that is. So on the top of the cage, where the top of the camera fits, you want to take out some material here as well. It just makes it fit better when that's removed. Let's see if I can get a better shot of that. There we go. So just kind of smooth that out with your die grinder. Take a little more material off, not a lot. And then you might want to round this part off too, right before you're going to the top. You can kind of see that little area right in there. Just smooth it off before you come up to where this logo is. The only other place I can think of that needed to be worked was the monitor door swings out like this, and there's a kind of a rail that extends along here, and all I did was just basically die grind that off level with the rest of the cage, just a little bit, so that that door wouldn't have any interference. Other than that, that's the only modifications that are necessary. When you're done, always test fit it. Keep putting it back in the camera and taking it out. It takes a while. But as you'll see, you can also tailor it a little bit to your hand. I did this one to my hand. And if you'll look right in here, I took out a little more material and flatten this edge a little bit so that when my finger goes around, it fits perfectly around that cage. And that's about it. So we'll get her painted up and see what you think. And here's the finished product. The SEM paint that I use blends to the original color of the cage very well. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Now let's see what it looks like on the camera. In these pictures, the new cage is on the bottom. Notice where you can get your fingers under the cage or on either side of it on the top to move the buttons. The red dots show where you can put your thumb and forefinger. Okay, that's it. So I hope you'll give this a try. I promise you won't regret it once you get it done, because it really feels good in the hand. It's a great cage, and you can't beat it for the price. Just over $13, you can get one. And even if you mess the first one up, you can buy a couple more at that price. So I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.